Good day and welcome to another edition of the Riddle District Football Netball League Netball Show. My name's Yeendy, excited to be with you, and I'm here with Kim Bailey, who is as fired up as ever. I've never seen you so pumped. It is.
Settle down.
I mean, we've got a massive game coming up this weekend, and we've had some great games over this weekend. It's putting netball on the map.
Yeah, cause we've had a great start to the season. Some really strong teams, we just keep adding more and more players, more and more superstars to this competition, Chris.
That's
been
what we
really
need,
good to see.
That's what we need. The talent pool is getting very, very deep. As we talk about the first game of one of the big games from last weekend, it was Melton Central 62, good for Diggers Rest 51, and after trailing by 3 goals at quarter time, the Centrals, they got their goals in and away they went.
Yeah. Look, Rebecca Morabito has been one of the superstars in our league for some time, 2-time Ryan medalist, and has just been on fire again. And her combinations with Rita White-Kay has been unbelievable this year. Shooting percentages for them, which Rita shot at 83%, sorry, a bit of paper there, 83% this week and Beck at 75%. So, the workload shared there, and sometimes you don't get the goal attack doing that much work, but we did. But I think the depth of the Centrals has really improved with the likes of Sally Popbury and Rachel Dovison coming on board. It's made a big difference. It's given them that depth they need. And then Jess May had an unbelievable game on the weekend too, who's just been around forever and just keeps getting better as well.
She's a good leader on the court as well.
She's a great leader, yeah. She always has been. Yeah, but you look at a bit disappointed in Diggers. I thought they would have got a little bit closer. They didn't have Tash Chocolate. Mm-hmm. Not quite sure if she's still out injured. And I'm sure Amy and the girls will be a little bit disappointed in that. Shelby Strong was a little bit down, 11 from 15 in the shooter. Then she went out to wing attack. So she maybe not as tall for the goal shooter position, and it's been my query on it. I think Diggers really missed Meredith Ball from last year, and the combination with her and Amy made that big difference. Put Tash on the court, it's a big difference as well. Tony Lynn's been in great form. And so has Steph Barnes. But, they worked really well. But, I think we've underestimated Centrals a little bit. They're up and about. Yeah,
you can never write them off. They've had such a good run for the best part of the last 7-8 years. So.
Yeah, they've been one of our powerhouses for a long time.
It's plenty good excitement to see in Diggers Rest. I think they should still keep their heads up about that one. As the other game that drew a lot of interest, and another team that had to come from 3 goals down at quarter time to win. It was Romsey 46 defeating Rupertswood 33 by 13 goals.
Yeah, I was at this game. I was there for the first half and half of the last third quarter, and it was a really close game. I'm really impressed with the kids from Rupo. They have got a different looking team. Hayley Matthews was fantastic for a young girl. I know her shooting percentages most probably don't reflect it, but it's a work rate what she did outside the ring. Prue Stanley was outstanding, and so was Jackie Harrington in wing attack. Just really, really high work rates. But the experience of Romsey showed out. Sarah S, because I can never pronounce her last name, is just most probably the best goalkeeper in our competition at the moment, and made it really, really hard work for those young goalers in there. And then, at one stage, Lena changed up a little bit in the second half, took Chelsea Ross off, and then we had Hope Evans and Amelia Brock in 2 goalers together. Both, 6-foot goalers, 6'1" goalers, and it was just a real imposing circle. In saying that, so the defenders did really well. But yeah, look, Rupa hung in there, and I just think the experience got over the top of them. But there's some great future there if Di keeps on bringing those kids through. Just Domenko played really well. And Kaylee Armstrong again and Danny Davidson were really strong. And I really like Steph Simons for Romsey. I think she's a little bit underrated, but she's a real in and under dogged defender, and did well. But Romsey, they've got the test going on. Last week they had on Pink Day they had that 1-goal win over Lansfield, which was most probably one of the best games we've seen for some times. And This week, guess what? They got another cracker. They come up against Macedon, so that'll be the match of the round for sure.
Awesome. We'll talk about that very, very shortly. As we have a look at some of the other games that happened over the weekend. Lansfield 82 defeated Sunbury Kangaroos 18. 22 goals to 5 in the last quarter there. Probably just the experience there of the Tigers.
Yeah, look, they're the real deal, Lansfield. And Sunbury are in the rebuild, but they're doing really well, and I think they just keep persevering. And I know it's a big score and it must be a little bit demoralising for them, but I just say keep going, girls. It's great that you're out on the court. And, they're a really experienced side, Lansfield, but kudos for Kangaroos for persisting away.
Another team that showed a bit of persistence, it was Rockbank against Macedon. Macedon 62 defeated Rockbank 23 by 39 goals, and that probably says more about the great hard efforts there from the Rams.
Yeah, look again, another team that's rebuilding, and they're from last year when they didn't have an A-grade team, and these girls have come from Anarchy, and it's a little bit different netball most probably than what they expected. They've come from a tough league as well. They will get some wins on the board this year, Rockbank, I'm sure of it, but they just keep persevering. To restrict them to 62 goals is a pretty good effort because they're pretty awesome shooters there as well at Macedon. But well done, girls, as well. And Macedon are on the rise still.
Yeah, definitely right. They've got the Macedon have the second best defence in the best attack in the competition, and they've got the best defence in the comp. As the last game, Riddle defeated Wood and Heskett 59 to 36 by 23 goals. Set up in the first half there was an 18-goal lead, and the Bombers were never headed.
Yeah, both teams are really young, inexperienced team. A little bit, Chris Harris has been in great form, and they've still got Sarah King and some other two young players. Brianna DeHaas had a really good game on the weekend, but so did young Sarah Duff as well for Wood End, and she's a future superstar. So, for all the girls up at Wood End, I think things are really looking good for them in the future. And, Riddle, one of these teams that brought all their homegrown girls in, and, once they get a bit bigger and, in stature, because they're very fine at the moment, and they'll be able to go toe-to-toe, I think, with some of these teams in the next year or so.
Yeah, great to see Brianna DeHaas. She won the Under-19s Best and Fairest last year, and great to see just a benefit of that, having a superstar or super effort one season and then dominating at the top level of the comp after.
And look, they've got Eliza Allen, who's coaching us, who's most probably one of the premier coaches in our competition, so they've got lots to learn from her, and I think it's paying off.
And speaking of paying off, we've had some great stars step up over recent weeks for a very popular award, which again is going crazy on Facebook. Plenty of likes, plenty of comments. It's great to see. Tell us a bit about the award and who have been the winners so far.
Yeah, I've caught up. I was a bit slack, had a fair bit going on, but we've finally got up to speed, and I think we're up to round 3 of the Sunbury Social Club A-grade player of the round. So again, thanks to Phil and Carl at Sunbury Social Club. Get down there and have a feed and have a drink. And so round 3 is a girl who is extremely talented, who's just come out of 19's Victorian representation, who just won the Nationals. And that's, I hope I got her name right, is T. Salona. Who's a goaler for Lansfield and has just been a magnificent addition for them. Very accurate, agile, and a real joy to watch. Plays for City West Falcons as well in VNL. Well done. She's only a young kid. She's only 17, but great effort there.
Fantastic.
Now, I apologise to this, ladies, but now we're heading in a bit of the age gap and we're pushing up now. But
roller coaster.
Still a couple of our superstars. Beck Morabito is the round 4 winner from Mountain Centrals, and she just had a cracker of a game in round 4. She never, she's like that fine bottle of wine. She just keeps getting better and better and better, and she's a pleasure to watch. So congratulations, Beck. Round 5 winner was Prue Stanley, who's come back from Sunbury Lions from the BFL and back into the RDFL playing for Rupertswood. And she has most probably the biggest engine in the whole competition. She just runs and runs and runs, and is at the general in that Rupo mid-court at the moment. So congratulations, Prue. And this week's round 6 just gone. Whew, we've got there. And this is one of the girls from Macedon who has had a huge impact on their team since coming along a couple of years ago, and that's Chloe Wilson. And Chloe's just had a magnificent game on the weekend. She's benefited from the time she spent with ACU Sovereigns in Championship and learnt some things from Joe Curran and the likes there, and has been sensational. So congratulations, ladies. Your $50 venue voucher is in the mail. Excellent.
Very well worth getting your hands on that. As we look ahead to this week's games in the RDFNL, and we'll look at the first one as Wood and Heskett versus Melton Centrals at Harley Hammond Reserve.
Yeah, so it's a 1:30 start. We've just had to do a little bit of moving around for the so thanks to both clubs and Broadford as well for helping us out there. again, young team. We spoke about Woodend, how young they are, but they're doing a great job. But Centrals are starting to fire, and I'm just I can't steer away from them.
Yeah, well, they're sitting in fifth position at the moment. They want to be climbing up, pushing for that top three.
Yeah,
spot.
I don't think they've only lost 1 or 2 games.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Yeah, so they're on the march, I think.
Yeah, no arguments there. Rupertswood versus Sunbury Kangaroos.
Yeah, again, Rupertswood. In that bit of a rebuild, but you never can underestimate Rupertswood. They're just, they're well coached. They train really hard. Sunbury Kangaroos are in that rebuild, but they've got some great players there, the Mickliffe girls, and they've got young Taylor Setti as well, who can play some gorgeous netball as well, but I think Rupa will be too strong.
No arguments there. A big game, Diggers Rest versus Lancefield.
Yeah, one of the games of the round, I think. But it was interesting to see if we can get Tash Chocolate on the court this week. But, I rate Lancefield. I'm really pleased with how I've seen. They've still got Stacey Gannon to come back in their team. Not quite sure how many games she played, but I'm pretty sure she'll be around in finals time. I'm going to go Lancefield.
I'm going to go Diggers Rest. To bounce back from last week.
Point of difference, that's good.
Yeah, they're in some good form. Well, I do live in Diggers Rest now, so I've got to get behind the locals, Kim. They're doing all right. Riddle versus Rockbank. Rockbank coming into this game after a little bit of impressive form against Macedon, and we know the Bombers off a big 23-goal win against the Hawks.
Yeah, again, both young teams, but I think Riddle will just be too strong. They've got Chloe M. Muller-Misters, Chloe M, as I call her. She's been in some good form too. But really accurate if her feet will stay up. She's had some feet issues, but I just think they're well coached, and they're really young team, but lots of talent. So I'm going Riddle.
Yeah, no arguments there. And I feel sorry for Diggers and Lancefield, because any other week it would be the match of the round. Unfortunately, there's just a battle between the two undefeated sides in the competition. That's Macedon and Romsey over at Tony Clark Reserve.
Yeah, what a game this will be. It'll be magnificent, and I think this may be a preview of our grand final, although, I don't know, Lancefield may be knocking on the door as well now.
Yeah.
Both of these teams have VNL players. Janelle Birch has been absolutely magnificent. So she'll be against Chelsea Ross if Chelsea starts up at GA. The only thing is if Romsey do decide to go and put the tall timbers in, whether they'll be tall enough. Katie Clark has been in really great form as well. Really interesting game, I think. Which way to go? A lot of these girls play for me at Sovereigns on both teams, so I'm a little bit torn, but do you know what? I've picked Romsey all along because I just think they're, with the inclusion of Millie Brock into this team, I just think it strengthens up even more. I'm going to go Romsey in an extremely close game.
I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go the Cats. I think they've just been in too good form, and they're just. I can't find a reason not to pick them. They've got the best defence in the competition. The stats show that. They've got the second best attack behind Lancefield.
Yeah, it might just be like, and as I said, Romsey's coming. This is Romsey's third hard game in a row. So
Lancefield and Rupa in recent weeks.
Yeah, so that could have an effect. But I'll stick with Romsey.
Well, they've beaten the better side, so they're heading in as good form. Can they get the hat trick?
Yeah, both teams are really fit. I think they can, and I think it might be a battle of fitness who gets down to who can run the game out.
Well, the only way you can find out is get your backside trackside to the Tony Clark Reserve. We've got the two undefeated sides. It's Macedon versus Romsey. Senior footy game isn't too bad either, so you might be able to get some value for money there. Kim, thanks so much for joining us on the RDFNL Netball Show. We'll catch you later on.
See you later.